Welcome. Today I'm going to be offering reflection about, is being vulnerable a bad thing for a man? So is being vulnerable a bad thing for a man? Okay. So I'm out here today in the garden and it's a lot stiller today. We've had some quite wild weather and it started to still this change. So today I wanted to reflect about, is being vulnerable a bad thing? Especially for a man. For me, I was reflecting on this last night, and speaking to people, that as women, it's more accepted that they're allowed to or able to cry. They're able to share. Someone made the reflection. I was at a Rotary meeting last night, Rotary Club. I was asked to speak about mental health, and one of the members was saying that if you walk through our local town, the people who are huddled in groups talking are the women, and they're sharing their problems, they're kind of talking through solutions, whereas it's rare that there's the men sat there. That was their reflection. And I tend to agree that as men we don't really share where we're at. It's like I'm fine. And so last night I was asked to talk and I shared my story, which I've shared on these videos, about being vulnerable, about my having a breakdown, being suicidal, living in a Buddhist monastery, my corporate background. And I shared this with them. And what I found in my life is when I share my vulnerability, there are those who really can't handle my story, they can't relate to it, and they move away from me. And there are those who really can relate because they've been through a similar thing, but they've not necessarily spoken about it. They then draw closer to me. And after the talk, quite a few people came up to me and said, "Thank you so much. Really appreciate that, and I can really resonate because I suffered from depression when I was young." Or I suffered from this, or another man spoke up because his son is going through it. Another, his grandson, who's 16, is going through it. So when we have the courage as men, and it's for women as well, but I feel women, it's more accepted that they can share their vulnerability. Whereas for men, we're taught, boys don't cry, we don't show our vulnerability. That's weakness. And as one of the members was saying last night, actually, being vulnerable is not a weakness. It's actually a strength. And I wholeheartedly agree. If we don't indulge in it, but we just share, this is my story. This is who I am. My heart, my wife says, wearing your heart on your sleeve. So can we wear our heart on our sleeves and go, this is who I am, this is my story. And like I say, there are those who really, they can't handle that. But there are the others who are like, oh yeah. And when those others go through a similar situation, they know they have someone they can speak to when we have the courage to speak. So that's my invitation to you as men, is to have that courage to show your vulnerability. Shoulders back, this is who I am. Yeah, I'm struggling at the moment. We don't say I'm struggling all the time. It's like this infinity movement that I often speak about. We kind of go into that space, but then we do the work and move out and we share again. Actually, I'm in a great space today, and I'm struggling. It's like we can share that, and that's the same in relationship with an intimate other. It's like sharing. Yeah, I'm a bit wobbly today. Actually, I'm struggling. I feel quite upset about something someone said to me, and we honestly own that. And then our partners know, that's why he's a bit grumpy. That's why she's like this. So just a few reflections about actually being vulnerable is a real gift. So, okay, many blessings.